Teacher, last Friday you say today.
Yeah.
What did I
Today,
say?
yeah.
What happened today?
Big game.
Yes, we'll play a game in science.
Oh.
But math is fun already. It's almost the same as game. All right, guys, I want you to turn to page number 45. 45. In your textbook. Okay, you'll see there's a big page and have only small question, but it has big space for answer. But I don't think you need so much space. Okay, so what the question is, guys, it says Dom cycled. Okay, cycled is mean ride bicycle. Okay, so Dom cycled from home to school. Okay, guys, what that means is Dom, he ride bicycle from his house to school. Rong Rian. He cycled 1 divided by 6 of the distance and met Jane. After completing 3 divided by 4 of the remaining distance, the two stopped to buy a drink, maybe some Coca-Cola or Pepsi. If they still had 500 meters to go, how far is Dom's home from the school? Okay, guys, so I want you to try and answer this question. It's not easy. But what they're saying is, Dom cycled from his home to school. He cycled 1 divided by 6 of the distance and met Jane. Okay, so from his house to school. Actually, wait, I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to finish this, and then we'll do it. Okay, is everybody finished?
Teacher, you say 5 minutes. It's not 3 minutes left.
Oh, you still have
Yeah.
still have 3 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, no.
So not finished.
Teacher, I will send you the answer. I think it's correct or not. I don't know. I will send you
Hey, you can
my
just send
answer.
to me in chat. You have 501. What do you have times a half? All right, is everyone finished? All right, let's go through the answer. Okay, guys, so they say he cycled 1 divided by 6 of the distance and met Jane. Okay, so of the whole distance, he already do 1 over 6. Okay, so how much is left? If he do 1 over 6, how much must he still do? Anyone know? So if he cycles 1/6 finished, how much is not finished?
5/6.
Yes, okay, so he still must do 5 over 6. It says after completing 3 over 4 of the remaining distance. Okay, so the remaining distance is what he must still do. So the remaining distance is 5 over 6. So he did 3/4 of 5 over 6. The two stopped to buy a drink. Okay, if they still had 500 meters to go, how far is Dom's home? Okay, guys, so what does he still have left to do? Okay, 1/6 finished. 5 over 6. He did 3/4 of 5 over 6. So we need to find out what that is. Okay, so if we have 5 divided by 6
3/4.
times 3/4. Okay, can we cancel? We can cancel the 3.
3 and 6.
Yes, so we end up
It
with
is 5/8.
5 over 8. Okay, so he finished 5/8. Which means how much must he still do?
Again,
Eh?
again, please.
So 5/8, he finished. Which means how much is not finished?
3/8.
Yeah, so not finished is equal to 3/8. And if the he still had to go 500 meter, that means that the last part,
Oh, I know, teacher, I
500
know.
meter, is equal to 3/8. So this is equal to 500 meter. Okay, guys, if 3/8 is 500 meter, what is 8/8?
I mean,
Okay, guys, so if 3/8 is 500 meter, we want to know what is 8/8 equal to. Okay, so what we can do 500
500.
divide by
Teacher,
3.
teacher, give me 2 minutes. I will think.
Okay.
Over 8 is 1. And it is 100 and... no.
Okay, guys, so first of all, what we can do is we can do 500 divide by 3. Okay, 500 divided by 3 is going to give us 100.
100 and
100 divided by 3 is like 33, so it's 66. Okay, so it's about 166. So we need to do 166 times 8, which is going to give us 806 times
1,378.
8,328. Yeah, that looks right. Very good. Thank you. All right. Let's ask somebody who else. Raksit. Raksit. Where is he? It's not in here anymore. Um, all right, never mind. All right, guys. Oh, we got some new people who joined. Hello, Cantida. Can you hear me?
Atida is our student, not new.
Not new. And what about Dasha?
It's O2.
Huh? Dasha, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, guys. So today, what we're actually going to be doing is decimals. Does anybody know what is mean decimal?
Point.
Hmm?
A point. Like what?
Point.
12.58.
Yeah, that is true. Decimal always have a point. Okay, guys. It is basically another way to write fractions. It's the same as fractions. It's just look different. Here's my controls. Okay, guys, so decimals, we always use a point. Okay, so it's basically the same as like for normal numbers that are bigger, we have ones. Okay, we have different columns in normal numbers. And every time you go up by 10 numbers, you go to, or every time you go up by 100, you go to a new column. Or 10 times that amount each time. So basically, we're going to have a ones column, tens, hundreds, thousand, and so forth. Okay, guys, so that's with normal numbers. With decimals, you have this, but it's in a space from just from like, let's say from 0 to 1. So it's in the space of a number. Or we can have from 1 to 2. So decimals, they happen in this area here where these arrows are. Okay, guys, so from 1 or from 0 to 1, you can have an unlimited number of fractions. So you can divide, you can keep dividing a number unlimited times, even though it'll always add up to only 1. You can divide it unlimited, right? So we can have like 0.1. Okay, so if we have 0.1 and we want to make, oh, why is this not working? And we want to get to 1, right? We can just add 0.1 until we reach there. So if we have 0.1, we'll have to add that 10 times, right? So 0.1, if we times it 10, if we have 10 of them, we're going to end up at just normal old 1. Okay, so we can divide it further. Let's say we divide it into 0.01. Right, so now you've made it even smaller. If we want to get from 0.01 to 1, we're going to need 100. 100 of these pieces is going to get us to 1. So we would have to times 100. Okay, guys, any other fraction can also be written as a decimal, but it's always out of a whole, right? Because a decimal can never be more than 1. So it's kind of like percentage, right? If you guys have done percentage, it's always out of 100. So a decimal is just always out of 1, right? So half, if we take a half of 1, right? So if we look here, if we have 0.1 times 10 is going to give us 1. So if we want only half of 1, we just times this by 5, right? So 0.1 times 5 is going to give us half of 1, which is equal to 0.5. Okay, guys, let's say we want a quarter of 1. Okay, a quarter, 1/4. Okay, guys, so a quarter, we can't really divide with just this, right? Because a quarter of 10 isn't a whole number. But if we make it smaller, let's say we go to 100 pieces, right? A quarter of 100 we know is 25. Okay, it's a whole number, 25. So 4 times 25 is going to give us 100, which is the same as 1. Okay, so a quarter is 0.25. Okay, what about 1/3? 1/3. Let's ask somebody. Tanapat,
Yes, teacher.
can you tell me what is 1/3 of 1 in decimal?
Uh, 0.33.
Yes, that is correct. 0.33. And it actually goes on forever. So some people will just write 3 forever. Maybe they'll put a little 4 there. But what we actually do when you write a little dot. So you'll write 3, 3 and a little dot. And the dot is mean that 3 go on forever. All right, guys. So this is decimals. It's actually quite easy. It's more easy than normal fraction, I think. Do you guys think it's more easy or more hard?
Very, very, very easy.
Okay, very good. All right, guys, can you please turn to page number 52? Page 52. Okay, guys, so what they want you to do here, this question, they're asking you to show the decimals in expanded form. Okay, so what this actually means is they just want you to show every number, like how big the number really is, right? So if we have a number like, let's say we have a number 192. So in expanded form, each one of these numbers, I want you to know, right, how big it really is, right? So here we have 192. This number over here, 1, is not really a 1. It's not just 1. It's actually 100. So it's 100. So if we were to write this in expanded form, it would be 100 plus 90 plus 2. Okay, so you're just showing each number you're showing how big it is really, right? So the 1 is 100, the 9 is actually 90, and the 2 is just a 2. Okay, if you're doing it for decimal, let's say we have 19.2. Okay, guys, now the 1 is actually just a 10. They actually want you to write it as in 1 times 10. All right, guys, so for this one, how they actually want you to write it here. So 100, instead of writing 100, they want you to write 1 times 100 plus. All right, guys, so for the bottom one, we have 19.2. Okay, so the 1 here is actually just a 10. So it's the same as 1 times 10 plus 1 times 9 plus 1 times. Okay, so in a decimal, if you have point, you're usually just going to write a 0 point. Okay, so that's just going to be 1 times 0.2. Or if they want, oh, they want you to write it in an actual fraction form. Okay, guys, so 0.2 is the same as 2 over 10, right? So this column here is 10, 100, 1,000. Each one goes on further, right? So if we have 0.2 is the same as saying 2 divided by 10. So this here is the same as 2 over 10. Okay, guys, so when they say expanded form, they just want you to write each one of the numbers like this, like 1 times whatever it is. Okay, do you all understand?
Yeah,
Finish.
finish.
All right. Who can tell me the answer for number 1?
200 plus
200 plus.
70 plus.
Yeah, but I want you to write it in this form here. So instead of saying
Okay.
200,
2 times
I
100
want you to write 1 times
200
200
plus 1 times 70 plus 1 times 8
times 8.
plus 9 times 1 over 10.
1 over 10.
10. 9 over 10
Ah, there we go. Yeah. 9 over 10.
plus 1 over 100, 1 times 1 over 100, over 100.
1 over 100.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, very good. Thank you. That's correct. Number 2. Can you tell me the answer, Zasha? Oh, this is a big number. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 4, 9, 2. Oh, it's not working.
Teacher, where is decimal?
All right, it's over here. All right, guys, so here we have
Three times
1,000
1,000 plus 6 times 100
plus 6 times 100
plus 4 times 10
10
plus 9 times 1 plus uh 2 times 1 over 10
5
5 times 1 over 100 plus 3 times 1 over 1,000.
Very good. All right, that is correct. Easy. All right, guys, so you can see over here that in decimals, so let's say we have a number like 1, 2, 3, 4.567. Okay, guys, so basically all these columns here, like this, is just ones. This is like tens. This is 100, 1,000. Okay, and then this way it just goes the other way, guys. It's just one. It's 1 divided by those going bigger. So here is 1 divided by 10. 1 divided by 100. 1 divided by 1,000, and so forth. Okay, guys, so it just keeps going. 1 divided by more that way, and then that way is just times more. So you've got 10, 100,000, 10,000, million. All right, guys, I want you to do on page 53. On the very bottom, we have 6.372. Okay, guys, what is the value of each digit? So I just want to know, what is each number? How much does that number, how much is it actually?
6 is 6.
Yes, 6 is 6.
3 is 0.3.
Yes. Okay, the next one is 0.3.
0.07.
0.07. Good. And the last one.
0.002.
Yes. Okay, decimal easy. All right, guys. Which time do we start? Cruising through this. We don't have that much time. All right, guys, the last thing I want you to do is on page number 55. Okay, there's 3 numbers. I want you to arrange them in increasing order. Hey, you guys need to know what that means. Increasing order. Last time they used a different word here. They used ascending. Okay, so we have 1.765 minus 1.
I cannot hear you. Teacher, I cannot hear you.